Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. A video that's been requested by several of you in the comments section, and just in general of you guys asked me to cover the Steam Deck a little bit more. It's something that I've had in consideration for a while, and for a while, I got my Steam Deck right around the time it came out. I was one of the earlier waves of the deck, and I wasn't playing it that much, but more recently, probably over the last month and a half, I've been playing the hell out of my Steam Deck. There's a particular reason why I've been playing it a lot more. I'll get into that maybe in a future video. Currently, I am playing Neo: The World Ends With You on my deck. That is a game that's not even deck verified. It's playable, and it runs beautifully on the deck, but nonetheless, in this video, I want to highlight some of the Steam Winter Sale deals on Steam Deck games. We're not going to have a price threshold in this video, probably going to do an under $10 video sometime down the line in the next couple of days, but thought I would do one with games that you should just get if you do have a higher budget to spend, and games that are going to be worth it. And all of these games are Steam Deck verified, so it's not just playable, they are all deck verified. So let's get right into it, and let's start things off with LEGO Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga, 50% off for $24.99. This is a game that I really enjoyed earlier this year. Not a big LEGO guy, not a big Star Wars guy, as I've said in the past, but LEGO games are just accessible to just about anyone, and taking a LEGO game on the go, I feel like that's always going to be a good time, and Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga has an absurd amount of content, so for $25, I think this is a pretty good buy, all things considered. There is a Galactic Edition with a bunch of additional stuff for $35. If you want to get that, be my guest, but the base game for $25 I think is a great pickup. Next up, Spyro Reignited Trilogy, 65% off for $14. Now, this is a game that's right up my alley, given that Spyro is one of the very first video game franchises that I played. When I got my PlayStation 1 way back when, two of the first games that I got, Mega Man X4 and Spyro 2, Ripto's Rage, I believe it was when I initially got my PS1. Nonetheless, the Reignited Trilogy is a great remake of the three original Spyro titles that were released on PS1, and they look fantastic. You got Spyro the Dragon, Ripto's Rage, and Year of the Dragon. Just fantastic platformers that, if you played Spyro growing up, they're gonna hit home with you, and even not, they're well-made platformers that everybody can really enjoy. So $14 for all three of these games remade. I think this is a great buy. The games aren't super lengthy, but you're getting your money's worth. For $14, you're getting 3 games. Next up, we gotta mention the Persona titles. Okay, first of all, Persona 4 Golden is 30% off. Remember, its base price was already low at $20, so it's $14. Fantastic price. And then Persona 5 Royal is 30% off for $42. So P5R gonna give you a hefty price point, given that it is a recent release. It just came to PC back in October, and Persona 5 gives you an absurd amount of content. But let's start off with Persona 4 Golden. 30% off for $14 is a great price. This is the PlayStation Vita version of P4 that came out. Golden isn't the enhancement that Royal is to Persona 5, but it's still pretty damn good, and Persona 4 itself is just a really good game that a lot of people actually do like better than Persona 5. I probably, it's so hard to pick just because they're both really good games, so just play both of them. But if you want to go to the cheaper route, definitely start off with Persona 4. You still got the excellent soundtrack, you got the excellent cast of characters, a great turn-based battle system. As I mentioned, the soundtrack is absolutely excellent, a lot of mystery in the narrative as well. $14 is a great buy for this. And then you have Persona 5 Royal, which is obviously tremendous. A lot of people consider this one of, if not the best Japanese RPG of all time. A lot of people will put it in that high regard and saying that it's the best JRPG of all time. I don't know if I would go that far, but it's a really well-made game. And once again, the standards with Persona 4 that I mentioned, great soundtrack, great battle system, awesome story, an absurd amount of content. Like, if you're picking up Persona 5 Royal, the thing is, pack a lunch, you're going to be busy for quite a while, and you got to clear up the backlog because you're going to be busy with this for months and months for a lot of people. If you're playing it consistently, it's still going to take you quite a while to play through it, unless you're putting in like 8 to 10 hours a day. Alright, maybe then you can beat it relatively quickly, and even then, it'll probably take you 2 weeks if you're putting in 8 to 10 hours a day. Nonetheless, 30% off for $42 is definitely pricey. If you don't want to go this route, check out Persona 4 as the cheaper option. Next up, we have Hades, 50% off for $12.49. Hades is a game done by Supergiant Games, a studio that has just put out banger after banger: Bastion, Transistor, Pyre, which Pyre doesn't get a lot of love, but most people would consider Hades to be their best outing yet. I mean, it's got 195,000 Steam user reviews and a 98% positive reception. I don't know any other Steam game that has this many reviews and that wild of a positive reception. There's probably games out there that I'm forgetting about, but Hades is a tremendous game, and this is a game, I'll be honest with you guys, I haven't sunk in as much time as a lot of other people. Like, I've played a good deal of it, but I know people that have spent hundreds and hundreds of hours with Hades, and that's because this is such a replayable game. There's always reason to go back, and you're always, you know, kind of enjoying every run that you have with Hades, and it's a game you play through multiple times. $12.49 for Hades, I think, is an excellent buy. I mean, this is a game that often doesn't see deep discounts, so when you're getting it 50% off, when you're getting also a game at this quality level at 50% off, yeah, I would say this is very much worth it. Go check that out. Next up, a game that I personally constantly go back and back to is Dead Cells, 50% off for $12.49. You do have the Road to the Sea bundle, which includes a bunch of DLC. That is $19.06. And then there is the Off Your Head bundle with a Skull and Dead Cells for $29.23. Road to the Sea, not a bad option to pick that up. If you want the base game, $12.49 is great as well. Dead Cells, aesthetically, I think is a gorgeous game. It starts off fairly simplistic, and then once you play it for just a little bit of time, you realize there's quite a bit of depth with all of the different abilities and what you pick and choose to do, doing all the runs efficiently. It's a really, really enjoyable game. And another game, not quite the positive reception that Hades has, but 104,000 reviews, 97% positive, to give you guys an idea on what the community thinks of this game. Dead Cells is just a really, really well-made game, and yeah, definitely one I would recommend at this price point. Next up, JRPG fans, Tales of Arise, 60% off for $24. This was one of my favorite games of 2021. It was really 1A, 1B when it came to Tales of Arise and Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. Like, those are the two games I really enjoyed last year. Tales of Arise, I think, is a fantastic game. It doesn't have as compelling of a main character as some of the other Tales of games. You know, Vesperia, I just think Yuri is a really likable character. Abyss, Luke's character growth, I think, is, bar none, one of the best in video games. You know, you don't really get that with Alphen, and he's still a fine main character. He's a likable main character, and overall, the narrative is quite compelling. The cast is really likable as well, and, you know, that is a minor slight to the game because I think Tales of does have a pretty good track record at having really strong main characters. Berseria had a great main character as well. Technically speaking, this is a big level up from the other Tales of titles. Battle system is really solid, and content-wise, you got a lot to do here as well. 60% off for $24, I think, is a great buy, so definitely give that a look as well. Next up, we have Detroit Become Human, 50% off for $19.99. Very much a narrative-driven game done by Quantic Dream. You know, Quantic Dream's titles are not going to be for everyone, but I've always enjoyed them. Well, I enjoyed them outside of Beyond Two Souls. I liked Heavy Rain, like Detroit Become Human. Indigo Prophecy definitely shows its age, but Detroit Become Human is a really, really good story about a future where, you know, and you got androids and machinery having emotions. It's a really well done story, and what I recommend with the Quantic Dreams titles is go through the game without looking at a guide. I know you'll get tempted by wanting to get the specific route that you want to do, but I think it's the best when you go through the game blind, and then, yeah, play through it again if you want after that and use a guide, but I think going through it blind once is the best way to experience a game like this, and sure, you might not like everything, but that adds more impact and consequences to what you choose throughout the game. So $19.99, I think this is a great price, so check that out. Next up, Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade, 43% off for $39.89, and what you're going to notice with these last two games is that they're technically very impressive, and games that I was very surprised that the Steam Deck could actually run, but yes, FF7 Remake, it's shocking how well the Steam Deck can run a game at this caliber. I know that this game was on the PS4, and that's kind of like the barometer of the Steam Deck, is kind of like a PS4 on the go, and it's, you know, obviously a smaller screen, and resolution is 1200 by 800, but still, FF7 Remake is a really good looking game, and getting that on the deck is quite impressive. The game itself is also really good. This version has the intermission expansion that stars Yuffie. The game itself is really good. Maybe some of the content gets a little bit mundane given that the early portion of FF7 has been expanded to a great extent with the remake, but it's still pretty damn good, and most of the expanded elements are quite good. Combat system's great, and again, visuals are stunning, runs fairly well on the deck, all things considered given the quality level. Lastly, another game that I was surprised that the deck was doing really well, Horizon Zero Dawn, and when I booted this up on the deck, I was like, whoa, this game can actually run on the deck, and it runs fairly well. Like, you're talking you know, very much a PS4 style experience with 30 frames per second with the original, I believe that's the default setting it sets to on the deck. But Zero Dawn is a fantastic game. I actually like this game more than Forbidden West in a lot of regards. Forbidden West has the better visuals and some better gameplay elements. Zero Dawn has the far better narrative, and that's a big aspect of Horizon, and Zero Dawn's narrative is incredibly compelling. You've got a lot of content in this game, the gameplay is still solid, and visually it looks good, and, you know, I'm a sucker for Horizon. Horizon's one of my favorite franchises, and even with the shortcomings of the game, and I definitely acquiesce that Horizon has a lot of shortcomings, these are games that I really, really enjoy, and can't wait for Forbidden West to ultimately come out on PC, and it'll be interesting to see if the deck can run that game, because Forbidden West was on the PS4 as well, but it's definitely a visual step up from Zero Dawn, but we'll see how that turns out. But that'll do it for me. Again, I'm going to do more deck coverage outside of the winter sale on this channel. You know, as I'm playing the deck more, I'm really appreciating what it offers. For a while, the thing is, like, I had a deck, but I was like, I'll just continue playing games on my PC. And right now, I have been using the deck a little bit more, so that is something I'm starting to really appreciate what the deck can do, and I'm like, yo, this is a portable device, and, you know, your mileage may vary on whether or not you consider it portable. I consider it portable, and you're running some amazing games. And more than anything else, what I like about the deck, not to go on a tangent here, is that your Steam library carries over. Like, I have a Switch, but I ain't trying to rebuy all these games that I have on Steam on the Switch. Like, that is going to ultimately accumulate to the cost of the deck. So I would rather get the more powerful hardware than just carry my Steam library over and have a deeper roster of games. And I don't even mess around with things like emulation and installing Windows on the deck. I'm running the deck as it is, and I'm having a fantastic time with it. So that's my 2 cents. Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, links down below in the description box. And thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate it if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.